Hello, my twin flame loves. Today I want to talk to you about healing a broken heart. This is actually a video request that was sent in to me last night by a client who I've been working with for a couple months now. She wants to know how to fix a broken heart so that she can accept love from a twin or a soulmate and find that pure love. And this has to do with more than just fixing a broken heart from a past relationship. This is fixing your heart from a standpoint of you've been an empath your whole life, which already, that's difficult. If you're an empath watching this, you already know we haven't had it the easiest because we feel everything a lot more than everyone else does. That's like the nature of an empath, right? We've had hurts from our family, where that's the person who was, you know, the people that we were given to. We were brought into this world with these people, and yet they've done things to hurt us, and we've had to overcome that and try to get over that. Maybe we've had a few relationships that were unhealthy, and we were unable to break away from those unhealthy relationships. So when I talk about healing a broken heart, I'm not just talking about like, oh, someone dumped me and I gotta get over it. I'm talking about literally from your entire life, healing your broken heart. Because there's always times where we thought we needed someone to say I'm sorry and they didn't do it. There was always times when somebody maybe tricked us or wronged us, and then horrible consequences, and we're left with this. We have a chips on our own shoulder. And then we meet somebody, we really, really like them, we think that maybe we love them, possibly they love us. We give them all that we are, and then they crush us. When we meet someone new, we want to give them the best version of ourselves that we possibly can. We don't want to screw this relationship up again. We don't want to go through the heartbreak, the loss. We don't want to have to go through finding all this new stuff about a new person for no reason. The sad fact is, in almost every instance, we're unable to cut the hard, driven-in ties from the negative things we've had in our past. The sad fact is, try as we might to leave our old relationships in the past, they tend to sneak up on us in odd ways. For instance, in my own relationships, I've dealt with a lot of abuse on both the mental and the physical level. In my relationship with my twin, I deal with none of those things. He is completely gentle to me, completely kind to me, sweet, caring, understanding, all the things that you would want in a relationship. However, because I have been in so many relationships that have come from abusive places, being it mentally or physically, I still react like I'm being abused in some instances. A quick clarification of this would be, I used to shake violently after I would be hit, right? Like I got to the point where I was hit so often that I would just like start shaking. Like that's obviously a dramatization, but yeah, I would start shaking. It was really embarrassing, actually, like a dog. And then it got to be to the point where if somebody would raise their voice around me, I would start shaking because my mind says that loud noise equals violence towards myself. In one instance, my twin flame had a water bottle that was empty, and there was a recycle bin up towards the wall in this place that we were at, and I was standing clear off to the side. I mean, well out of the way. He like tossed it into the water bottle into the trash can. Scared the crap out of me. Legit scared the crap out of me. In my mind, it was something hurtful that could actually hurt me. If the plastic water ball had hit me, it was like one of those cheap plastic water balls. It wasn't like a Dasani. It wasn't something hardcore. It was like, it was gonna like not hurt at all, no matter what. And it wasn't even anywhere near me, and it didn't even graze me. It went nowhere near me, but yet I violently started like shaking, and my heart dropped to my stomach because in my mind, I was just had an act of violence put out on me. The other thing I like to say is, like, when I was visiting my niece and she had that little kid's toy, it was like a stacked kid's toy, and you press down the top and the stuff spins on the inside. Legit, I pressed the top knowing stuff on the inside is going to spin. It's going to make some noise. The noise was loud and fast, and it scared me to death. And so that was like violence I took from past relationships, and even brought it into a relationship with my niece, where now I'm like feeling like I'm in danger playing with a 2-year-old, and that's not right. That's ridiculous. That's obviously very extreme counts. I hope that not everybody has that, but there's different things. Some people, they get cheated on so often. I even got cheated on to the point where that would be one of my very first things I would think if the guy, you know, said he was going to text me and then he didn't, or if he said he was going to work and then come home and he was a little bit late coming home, or whatever it was, I instantly went to cheating. I will say in every single instance, except for my twin flame, knock on wood so far, I don't think he ever would, but I have been cheated on. So I was always right, you know, but there is always that, you know, and there was a moment where In the beginning of my twins relationship on the second time around, he went to an event without me that I had spent a lot of money and time making outfits for him for. And I knew that there was going to be drinking there, and he doesn't typically drink, but I knew that there was going to be women there who did. And an event like this is sometimes a reason for women to dress promiscuous and things like that. And there was a moment where a part of me was like, I bet you he's gonna whatever. And then I had to like legit stop myself and say, I can't be thinking like that, because he's not. First of all, he really cares about me. Second of all, he's a freaking idiot, because look how fantastic and awesome. I mean, obviously I look better than this on most days, you guys know that. Or at least I hope so. But anyways, but the general mindset was, I've got all this physical wise. I have my mental, you know, I've got my heart, I've got, you know, all this stuff. And then there's all the physical things I do for him, all the gifts I give, all the times I try to feed him and try to be back rubs and kisses and praise and all these good things. And I was like, if he is going to cheat on me, he's an idiot. And I am better off. And that is a weird realization, because never in my life had I thought like that. I always thought, oh, if they cheat on me, I've got to like work out and do whatever to be better for them, and I've got to kiss their ass more, and you know, whatever. And I literally wasn't in that state of mind anymore. I got to the point where I loved myself so much, and I've been hurt by so many people. I decided, you know what, I have to love myself first, and I have to love myself the way I need to be loved, because if I keep looking for it from other people, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to get it. It's not going to achieve that. And it's not that it's not possible to get love from other people, but you can't let that be your standard. You can't wait for other people to fill your cup up. You have to do it yourself. You have to wake up and be like, I'm great, I'm happy, life is awesome. And then life will be great and happy and awesome. You know, if you go downstairs and somebody cooks breakfast, you could say, sweet, there's food for me to eat that I didn't have to cook. Or you could nitpick and be like, I don't really like scrambled eggs. The only way I do like them is if I put them in a tortilla. Yeah, I guess I'll make my own tortilla to put them in, or whatever the hell. You could look at it sour or sweet. You could look at it happy or sad. It really doesn't matter. I look at pictures of blood and death and gore and stuff like that. I do makeup for some people that work at a haunted house, and I do stuff at the haunted house, and I love it. And so when I see pictures like that, I'm like, that's beautiful. Wow, that's absolutely beautiful. Other people would see somebody's eyeball hanging out with, you know, blood and all that, and they'd be like, oh my god, that's gruesome. So, but I choose to see it as beautiful because I see the art in it, and they choose to see it as gruesome because all they can see is the gore. And so that's definitely a state of mind. And again, I like to work, I guess, in extremes, because when you see the extremes I deal with and that I work on, and you look at your life and you're like, huh, mine isn't that bad. I guess I can do this. That's my goal anyways, you know. And if you are on the level with me, well, then you know it's still possible to get past it, because I got past it. Okay, so we definitely don't want to bring our past relationships into our relationships currently, and we don't want to bring it into our future relationships that we don't even know about. So how do we stop this? How do I stop from acting like I'm going to die every time somebody throws a water bottle? How do I stop from thinking everybody's going to cheat every time they go around the corner? It really does start with self-love. First of all, if somebody cheats on you, leave them. They're not worth it. I don't care about the sex, the money, the car, whatever it is that you think that they're worth staying around for. They're not. They're not. Because you're worth it, and they chose to be an idiot and squander that. So they're not worth it. They don't deserve you, and they were a life lesson. Take that lesson. Don't repeat the freaking lesson. Take your lesson and pass it the first time. Get them out of your life. Move on. The next time somebody starts to edge towards that, you stop it right then and there. No, you can't take my keys and go out with my car without me. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know you've never done anything to betray my trust, but sadly other people have, and so that's not something I'm willing to do anymore. I'm willing to drive you, or I don't feel like driving right now, or I'm willing to sit passenger, or I'm willing to say just no. But you have to have that respect for yourself and say, you know what, this is my stuff. I need to be true to myself. And being true to yourself might piss them off or make them sad, but you know what, that's just the chance you have to take. Because the thing is like, all right, you give up your keys or whatever it is, you give up, you know, your food that you love, or whatever it is that you're having to give up for this other person. it's not being true to yourself, and then all of a sudden it causes resentment from you, it causes resentment from them. And then they're going to keep pushing the boundaries too. Every time that you take a step back, they're going to take another step forward on you. So we want to make sure that we're like healing ourselves by not allowing ourselves to be abused anymore in any more situations. You have to take control of that. Identify when you're in an unhealthy situation and be man enough or woman enough or whatever you like to identify as enough to stand up for yourself and say, you know what, I will not have any of this. Say straight up, I'm not going to have any. I'll say, you know, a couple times with me even, I've catch myself kind of going back the way I used to, and it's not that, like, I'm not required to do any of these things. I'm not required to cater or do whatever I have to do. You know, it's like I don't have to do the things that I do in a relationship. I choose to do them because I like to do them. But because I choose to do them, I have to choose to allow whatever the person's reaction is when I do things for them to be the right reaction. So it might not be what I have in mind. So if you're going out of your way to do something for somebody, and here, I made this pie for you or whatever, and they're like, oh, cool, put it over there. Your heart's going to go, and so you keep saying, well, why don't I have love, and why don't I, you know, how do I find the perfect relationship, or how do I open myself up to love? Well, you keep giving to these people that keep breaking you down. So it's going to keep digging that hole deeper. So in these situations, it's time to let that person go. And you're like, oh, well, this person's a family member, I can't let them go. Okay, you can't let them go. They're a family member. But maybe don't go out of your way so much for them. Stop doing the extra stuff. They might notice and they might get pissed. And that does happen a lot of times, because it's funny. People can't say thank you or please, but they can tell you, why the hell didn't you do this? You know, and it's like, because it's not my job. You just took it as my job because I've been nice enough to do it all these times. But you got me twisted, and it's not my job. So now you can make your own damn pie, or you can learn to say thank you, and you can learn to do the dishes after I made the pie, so I don't have to cook it, clean it, watch you eat it, and not have any thank you. So we need to take control of situations and not allow ourselves to have a further broken heart. What are some tips or tricks for healing a broken heart once you already have one? Okay, well, these are going to sound kind of simple, but they're true and they work. I want you to do things that make you feel happy without anybody else doing it with you. You're like, oh, well, only being with other people makes me happy. Well, then we have a problem. You're never going to find true love if you can't learn to love yourself and be with yourself. If you've been somebody who's been lonely for years now, and you haven't had love for years now, and you're scared, maybe you're getting older or whatever it is, maybe you're not good of health and you don't want to die alone. You're like, I want love, I deserve love, but you're still not giving it to yourself first. You're going to manifest your fear. That's just the easiest way I'm going to say that. You're going to manifest your fear of being alone forever and never finding that love. So I want you to fix that. So this is some things we can do. Do you own a shower? Do you own a bath? If not, do you have access to one? Go get in one. Go get it at the perfect temperature you like and spend some time in it. I want you to just really enjoy the water. You're not even in there to necessarily get clean. You're just soaking in the good vibration. You know what I mean? I prefer you take a bath so you're not just running hella water down the drain. But I mean, if you have to take a shower, that's fine too. I want you to listen to your favorite kind of music. If you like to sing, I want you to sing, whether you have a voice to sing or not. If you like to watch comedies, go watch a comedy. But if you can, go see a live comedy show. Doesn't have to be an expensive one. They've got ones for free all over town, all over the place, because people are trying to get their chance on the mic, right? Go to a comedy show. Laugh your butt off. I don't want to go to a show by myself. You won't be by yourself. There'll be lots of like-minded individuals there laughing their butts off at the show. Put on your best smile and your best outfit and go do it. Go have some fun, you know? Self-care and self-love is so huge because you have to respect yourself before anybody else will. And one way you're going to heal your heart is by waking up and doing what you need to do to look good. That means do your makeup if you like to wear it. If you don't like to wear makeup, don't feel obligated to, but do what you do to make yourself look good. Brush your damn teeth, regardless if you like to or not. That's a must, right? If that's not a habit, well, then that's why you can't find love for sure, because nobody likes halitosis. And regardless if that's a habit or not, you know, wake up, brush your teeth, do whatever you do to your hair, get clean, make sure your orifices aren't smelling funky, you know what I mean? Wash everything down, put on some decent clothes. Don't put on your same holy pair of pants that you've had for the last 12 years that you refuse to throw out, that you won't buy a new pair because that pair is great. No, go put on some decent clothes. Make yourself look good. I don't care. I think I look cute in my pajamas too. I've gone to Walmart looking like people at Walmart with, like, you know, the PJs and the hair up like this and the whole 9 yards. But that's not who I'm trying to be. That's not what I want in life, and that's not the level of where I'm at in any sense of my imagination. So I need to not act like that, and I need to not dress like that. And part of that is waking up, take care of yourself, get dressed. You don't have to have the most expensive clothes. You don't have to have brand name. I don't even have anything brand name, guarantee. But I still feel good in what I wear, okay? I just make sure it's clean, you know, doesn't smell bad, put it on. How is that going to heal your heart? Look, every time you walk by your mirror or any kind of reflective surface, a window or whatever, the reflection coming back at you is going to be a positive one. And for a second you might go, oh, who's that? And then you go, oh, that's me. Wow, hey, I'm looking good, right? No makeup, I'm looking good, you know, or whatever. And it's going to boost your self-esteem. Even if it only does it a little fraction of an inch, it's going to do it every single time. Not only that, you're going to feel better about yourself, and people are going to see you, and they're going to, I'm sorry that appearance means something, but appearance means something. When any of us see somebody who looks dirty, we automatically assume that's a dirty person. They might be into drugs. They might steal from me. They might do some horrible shit. And I have friends that are dirty people, but it took me a long time to get to know them and really get to know them before I'm like, oh, okay, no, they're a cool guy. They're just hella dirty. They really don't care if they have BO and stains down to the, you know, middle of their ribcage. And I'm not kidding, like layers of BO stains. That's a freaking problem. But this one person I know, they walk around like they can't smell themselves, even though you can smell them from 12 feet away. Is their life very profitable and happy? Not from the outward appearance. Are they getting a lot of action? No, they're not. Am I their friend because I got past that and it took me a long time and I made the effort to really get to know them? Yeah. But am I somewhat of a better person than most in the fact that I took like 9 years to get to know this person? Yeah. Most people wouldn't have hung out that long. Most people would have been like, you smell like vomit. I'm out. You know, and like, and I'm sorry, but they do. And everybody who's friends with them, we've all tried to address the situation with them and they haven't been able to take care of it, or they don't care, or we don't really know what's going on. But the point is, we're still friends regardless, but not everybody would do that. So if you're walking around looking really shabby and really beeped up, there's a chance people are going to treat you like that, and that's not going to help heal your heart or your chakra at all. It's not going to help attract love, because it's showing that you don't care for yourself, you don't love yourself. When you care about your appearance, your outward appearance, on whatever level you like to take it to. It does not mean you have to be covered in rhinestones. Does not mean you have to wear tux. Does not mean you have to wear makeup. Whatever level you're comfortable with, that's a clean, socially acceptable level, meaning you've had a bath in the last 2 days, you've brushed your teeth, your hair is decent, you're wearing clean clothes. That's the general standard. What those clothes look like, that's up to you. How you do your hair, that's up to you. As long as it's somewhat clean, unless you like the greasy look or whatever, but I mean, that's the general standard. I want to tell you a quick, well, nothing I do is quick, but I want to tell you a quick story about this farmer. My mom told me this story. This farmer, it was his wife and his anniversary. It's like their 25th anniversary. He wanted to buy his wife the most expensive outfit, the most beautiful jewelry, the most luxurious shoes, everything. He was going to go and get the whole 9 yards. He went to, like, was it Fifth Avenue or Tiffany's or one of those places, and like went to go into these places to get this amazing stuff for his wife. But he came just off of his field, so he's still in his grungies. He had dirt all over the place, all messed up, right? He walks in. People are like, what are you doing in here? You got to get out right now. He's like, no, I'm just looking for something for my wife. You know, I want to get the best thing for her. We don't care. You get the hell out. You don't have enough money to be in this store. Get out. And they kicked him out. Man was really pissed. Goes home, takes a shower, puts on his nice Armani suit, does his hair, walks back in, Soon as he walks in, the people are fondling over themselves. What can we get you? Can we get you a drink? What would you like? And he's like, oh, I'm here for my wife. It's our 25th anniversary. He says the same freaking thing. Guy doesn't register. It's the same guy. He thinks it's a brand new guy. They bring him a drink. They're bringing him out, oh, this purse and this and this. And he racks up like a couple $1,000s worth of stuff that he's going to buy. Man pulls out his wallet, fans out this giant wad of cash, and he's like, do you accept cash? And they're like, we sure do, cash or credit. Well, can you have it shipped to my house? Yes, we can. Can you gift wrap it? Yes, we can, for an additional fee. Well, that's fine. Do you guys accept tips? Oh, generously. Thank you so much. He's like, good. And he puts the money back in his, and he's like, I don't want any of it. And the people are just, oh, what can we do for you? He's like, you really don't remember me, do you? And they said, no, we don't remember you. And he says, I was in here a couple hours ago. I just come off of my farm. I own every farm within, I forget how many the distance was, but it was pretty much every farm was his. He was one of the richest men in the area. And he's like, I'm not going to take anything because your service to me when I was looking homely, you didn't even want to talk to me. You didn't even care. You didn't even give me a chance to say I had all this money. And so he ended up not getting a cell. The people were astonished. He ended up writing into the Tribune. The place does bad business after that, and it's like a big old giant thing, right? What's the moral of the story? Did the guy have the money, and was he really a good person? And he could have bought stuff. He wasn't trying to steal anything? Yeah. So should we judge a book by a cover? No, we shouldn't. But just because we shouldn't doesn't mean people don't. They do. All the time. And at the end of the day, I'm sure he bought his wife something from somewhere else, but he doesn't get what he wants. The people in the store don't get anything, and everybody's left looking like a loser at the end of the day. So it's like the farmer knew where he was going, and maybe he thought, well, I shouldn't have to change, and he shouldn't, right, to go walk in and buy this stuff. But he knows the kind of people he was dealing with the same. So it's like you wouldn't send somebody. God, what's the most obvious thing? It's hard for me to come up with an analogy for this, but basically you just wouldn't send, like, a fox into a hen house to, talk diplomacy. It's not going to work out. You would send another chicken in or whatever, It's like you, in certain situations, you're poking a bear if you go into a certain situation. In the town I live in, Fresno, or Clovis, Fresno area, they had like a bunch of juggalos, and if you don't know what a juggalo is, it's like clowns, right? They're clowns. They like ICP music, and it started off as like a joke, and then some people took it too far, and then some people took it into like a gang, and then now if they see people in groups of 4 or more that have like the band shirt name on, this is like back when I was in high school, but they would like arrest them and say, you're in a gang. And some people were and some people weren't. And even if they were in a gang, what were they doing? Most of them were hanging out smoking pot. They weren't actually doing anything. A couple people did turn into vandals and did turn into violent things, so it changed it for everyone. But like now, clowns, if you wear clown makeup, you're in danger of being arrested or talked to in this town. And it's like, okay, well, why would you wear clown makeup anyways? Well, there is such thing as birthday parties for kids still. I do face painting. I never really dress up as a clown. I usually do a fairy, but I've had a couple people request a clown. And you would legit have to be worried if you're walking around. They're like, what are you doing? It's not the season. Okay, and now we're in October. And you get off work and, maybe you look like a clown, or maybe you want to be a clown before you go to work or whatever, because I happen to work for an amazing haunted house. And it's like you can't do that either, partly because we don't like our characters to go outside of the haunt, but partly because you might be arrested if you're caught in makeup. Or at least, they're going to give you a really, really, really hard time. So it's like, you're not going to go walk around, Fresno, Clovis in clown makeup, because you're going to get harassed. So it's like if you're going into a really, really hoity-toity store, you're going to get harassed. I went into Lush the other day, and I really wanted to buy some Lush bath bombs, because I actually make my own bath bombs, but I've never had Lushes, and I was going to get one for me and one for my twin. I was really, really excited. I also wanted to get a magazine so I could, like, take my time and look through it and maybe, like, pick out some more stuff. I go into the counter and I ask the lady, this is Lush at Fashion Fair, by the way. You guys are totally on blast. You guys suck. Like, I need to do a video just on that. But I walk up to the counter and I say, excuse me, do you guys have any magazines here? And the lady goes, no, we don't. She doesn't even look up from her iPad or whatever she's doing. And actually, I think she was looking through a magazine right at that point in time. And I said, oh, that sucks. I said, the last 5 times I've been here, that's what I've been told. And she's all, I'm feeling really threatened right now. And it pissed me off so fucking bad. I'm super polite, but I'm capably violent. And I felt like grabbing her by her nappy freaking hair. And she was like, not had nappy hair, but I would make it like that. And I would like, smash her face onto the counter and then ask her if she feels threatened. That's what I did in my mind. Because I was like, what the hell? But then after I left, I realized I'm wearing, you know, I had like a cheetah thing with a belt on. And I had like lace and whatever. And I looked nicer than a hippie, which I technically am a hippie, but like I went in there looking a little bit more preppy than a hippie. And I don't know if she didn't think I had enough like money, or if I just wasn't her style of person to come in or whatever, but she completely judged me on everything. And I think she was just looking for a reason to get triggered so she could have some lawsuit. But I mean, that girl straight up shouldn't find me in a dark alley, because I'll find a place to hide her, I swear. Like, that pissed me off so bad. All I did was ask somebody behind the counter at the place they work for one of the services they should provide me at the place they work in a nice tone. And she wanted to come up at me like I'm threatening her or something. It was absolutely crazy. Sorry for that tangent. But as you can see, my heart still needs healing on the fact that as a small person, being like, I am 5'2", I have so many people that like talk down to me and look down to me and treat me like I'm nothing. And it's taken a long time to gain respect and to gain a voice of my own. And so when I deal with the public, and I don't do that very often, because I'm used to being a poor person, I'm used to people treating me like I'm a poor person and being very rude and treating you like you're gonna steal. And I am not the thief at all. If I can't afford it, I don't deserve to have it. It's completely how I feel. So that triggering from that lady treating me like that completely just shows you how even I need to do healing. So how are we going to accomplish this? One thing I really love to do is take a bath. I do call them ritual baths from time to time, but I mean, a bath is time old. They used to put flowers and salts and things like that in the bath a million years ago just to make the water cleaner and to help you smell better. But it's also for health properties. Things like lavender can calm you down. They're antibacterial and things like that, so they help ward off disease. When we're bathing and we're trying to heal ourselves, I want you to think about all the positives of you. I want you to start off with thinking about, you know, what your ideals in life are. And you might cry a little because you don't have them yet, but that's completely fine. Get in your bath, throw whatever flowers in, throw whatever oils in, throw whatever salts in. I do have a whole video on how to do a ritual bath on my Patreon for Patreon supporters only. Please check that out. The link is below. And I mean, whatever combination you choose to put in your water, when you're in that water and you have your candle going and all that, I want you to envision everything that you've ever wanted in life, you actually getting it, you actually succeeding, you're actually obtaining it. And I want you to really embrace yourself and embrace your beauty and embrace the fact that these things are coming to you. Do you want to know how long it took me to start getting the manifestations that I wanted? I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing this for years, and only recently has it start to come true. But what changed? I'll be honest. In the last year, I stopped drinking. I feel like alcohol has a big thing to do with it. I don't drink soda that often, although I do sometimes. I really cut out, actually, I didn't cut out sugar. I actually brought sugar into my life because that was never something I liked. But after I lost all my weight, for some reason, I like sugar now, so I've been eating sugar. But I start doing things like where I'll take a bath every day, whether I need one or not. But I always need one because of doing readings on people. It helps wash off the negativity. I make sure I eat in the morning. I make sure I eat, period. And not just crap food. I want to eat good things like, you know, peanuts and pumpkin seeds and chia seeds, coconut. superfoods, things like that, avocado, good things for me, and I start feeling better. Now, everybody's got dietary problems, but I mean, one form of abuse is eating nasty foods. And once we're eating those nasty foods, or they're good foods like Doritos, yummy, Taco Bell, but they're actually nasty to our body and how they affect us, that's clogging our ability to think right. And I do want to say, if you're a woman, there has been studies shown that excess amounts of salt can cause depression in women and can amplify depression in women. So if you're really, really sad and you always go for some salty french fries, some salty chips, some salty something, there's a good chance that you're actually feeding that emotion of depression with the salt. So maybe back down on your salt. And I used to love salt. I would even steal the salt rock from my little hamster and eat it. Not kidding. And I had to cut salt down in my life. Not out, but I cut it down because I did realize I was probably amplifying my own stress on that and my own sadness, just because every time I would get sad, oh, I need something salty, and then all of a sudden I'm crying more, and I don't understand why. Well, there are chemical aspects to our body that we give ourselves certain things, we're going to get a chemical reaction. That's another reason why I use the oils, because they give me a positive chemical reaction. It forces me to be happy whether I want to or not. Okay, so talking on the oils, let me get out the wild orange. Okay, so this is the wild orange. All right, it is a supplement, so you can eat this. You can take it under your tongue. You can take it in water. I like it in water. You make sure that you use it in a glass though, because oils can melt the glass, because this is pure. This is cold pressed out of the rind of wild oranges. Or I don't know if the oranges are really wild. They're cultivated, obviously. But there is never any pesticides used. They pick them with human hands. They cold press them the same day. This smell alone, if you are somebody who suffers from depression, yes. Thank you, God, yes. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. You want to heal your heart? Let's heal yourself. And you can do it with chemicals that are natural. Orange, wild orange. You don't have to go get Zoloft or whatever the hell. This is so much better. It helps you. When I was first coming into finding out more about myself, it was this last 2 years. Now, I've been working on myself for like literally 7-8 years now, but something changed. I stopped drinking and I found out about these oils, and I opened up about being a mystic and an empath and a psychic. I was keeping that in the closet, and I really started taking a change. I will say the doTERRA was my very first step towards success, because the chemicals in this are that, like I said, natural chemicals, but they forced my brain to be happy whether I wanted to or not, and I'm not joking about that. There's something about it. And the chemical makeup of the plant cells is so similar to that of our own that our body accepts it gladly. One place I do put this is I put it on my wrist. I will say with citrus, you don't want to put citrus where you're going to be in the sun, because it can make sun irritate your skin. But I'm not ever in the sun anyways, and I love it on my wrist so that I can smell it. And I will also put it, I've got my different little diffuser necklaces here, and I will just go ahead and drip some right on the cloth, so that way it's diffusing around me, and it helps me be happy all throughout the day. Another one I want to show you is, this is a blend. This is called Elevation. This one changes something in my brain. I'm not kidding. It forces me to be happy. And when you're forced to be happy, your heart can start to heal. Oh my God. So I put that right here. That way that can just gently waft across my face. And sometimes I use one called Cheer, and I'll put Cheer right on my heart right here. And you literally feel your heart chakra open up. So I'm going to read off what is in this. This has lavender, tangerine, lavender, amaryllis, clary sage, Hawaiian sandalwood, ylang-ylang, hoewood, omithus, lemon myrtle, and melissa. And melissa is a flower, and it is one of the strongest antidepressants that the world has provided us. And it's a little flower, and it takes so much of this flower to equal 1 drop of oil. So that's why it's in a blend here. You can buy melissa on its own, but it's kind of hard to come by. So if you want some guaranteed melissa, Elevation is where it's at. I don't care what it is you're suffering from. I've had clients and friends who have a DID who swear that they're anxious never goes away. they tried this elevation, their anxious went away. I suffer from PTSD. It helps my anxious go away. It helps that frustration and that bitter sadness, that hardcore hold on to your heart, pinching, can find no solace. It goes away, and it goes away almost instantly. You can feel something click in your mind. I'm not kidding. So again, this one is elevation. I'll put the link down below to doTERRA. If you choose to order through doTERRA, please, 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 please add my enrollment number, or let me know and I will enroll you myself, because they've changed things now, and now there's no way for me to get credit when people buy through doTERRA. Like, my website is gone. So I don't know what happened with that, but they're changing things around, and I don't want to lose out on people. So please, if I help you, help me. And the last one I want to talk to you about, this one isn't actually for aggravation like this, but it does help in the same way. It's called Breathe. This is the respiratory blend. This actually, I don't use an inhaler anymore. I only use this. But when you're having panic and you're having that feeling like you can't come up for air, try some Breathe, because it really does help. I put 1 drop in the palm of my hand. Okay, 1 drop. You rub it, and you go like this. I'm breathing in through my nose, and I alternate, and I breathe in through my mouth. My eyes are closed because the fumes from this are very strong. This has eucalyptus, lemon, melaleuca, cardamom, peppermint. I think that's it. Did I miss anything? Oh, and laurel and ravicera. But it opens up your breathing ways, your airways, your nose and nasal passageways, and that alone can help calm us down and allow ourselves to love ourselves a little bit more and allow our hearts to open up, because I think that none of us realize how much we can't breathe or can't see or hurt so bad until you fix the problem. Once you fix the problem, you're like, wow, I didn't realize I was so hurt. But the Breathe oil, I use this especially on days where I'm having the really hard time and I can't stop crying. I use some Breathe. I take a moment, and then after I use the Breathe, I try either Wild Orange or Elevation, and I give myself just a moment, because sometimes you need that moment to stop and breathe to realize it's gonna be okay. As far as healing your heart in other ways goes, I definitely say use stones. And I know a lot of you have stones, but you need to really, really use them. Wear them, take them, put them next to your heart. If you have ones to hold, no matter what it is, I want you to take it and put it in your left hand and hold it. Really admire the stone, really get to know it and work with it. If it hasn't been working for you, it's because you're not working with it. If your stone has never seemed to connect with you, maybe you need to clean it and then try again. You can clean it by putting it in sea salt with rosemary or rosemary oil in a dark place for a few days. Pull it back out, brush the salt off and hold it again. Now it should be clean and ready to be charged with your energy and help you. These are tools the earth has provided us to help heal us. As far as getting over a twin that we thought was our twin, or somebody that we thought was in our life that we just can't, and we can't seem to heal from that, you need to realize that it's not bad on you. It was their fault. It's their problem. And even if we both have faults in it, we're not made for each other. It's just how it goes. But that doesn't mean that there isn't love out there for you. There isn't somebody who's perfect for you, because they're guaranteed there is. And they're looking for you, and they're hurt too right now at this very moment. So anything we can do to make ourselves feel better, and I know that sounds cliche, and I know I say it in every single video, but it's true. That brings us closer to our true love, because we must truly love ourselves and protect ourselves and trust ourselves and just be there for ourselves first. And then the world opens up to us and everybody else will fall into place. I hope that helped. If not, please leave a comment below. If it did, please leave a comment below. Please like and subscribe. Please, please, please check out my Patreon. That is my life's blood. That is how I make these videos for you guys. Even a donation of $1 will really help. Perks start at $5. And I just love you all so much. You guys are amazing. Have a great day. And be well. Give yourself a hug. You're worth it, okay? Give yourself the benefit of the doubt. You are worth it. You will get through this. You are strong. You are beautiful. That's another thing. I want you to look into the mirror, and I want you to tell yourself, I'm strong, I'm capable, I'm beautiful, I love myself, I'm worthy of love, and I am loved, okay? And I want you to repeat that to yourself at least 3 times every day in the morning and 3 times every time in your day at the night. Do it for a month and tell me how you feel. I guarantee after a week you'll already feel better. Okay, talk to you later, guys. Bye.